Alright, today is Saturday. I have this 370Z that came from San Diego. I had tuned his brother's car, so they're both here today. This one's a 91. This one's already done. Baseline was 285. After the tune, it's 295. There you go. So this one here, like I said before, I had tuned his brother's car. They're both here today from San Diego. The other brother, his car was tuned by somebody else. I don't remember at the moment by who, but they had definitely damaged the motor. So the baseline was pretty bad, and even after the tune, after I tuned it, I believe it gained 12 wheel horsepower, but it was still not where it should be. So this car made more than his brother's car. But yeah, so whoa. Yeah, so thank you both of you for coming to me for the tune, and that's it for this car. 9370Z. Did something just glitch out? I don't know, but this is a 09 370Z. It was previously tuned by somebody else. This was tuned by, from what they told me, just somebody new from up the hill. I think the name starts with a B or something. I think this guy just heard a bunch of bad stuff, and his car did not perform good from what he was telling me, and also his friends. So he had the tune deleted. He came here, and so we cannot do a comparison because for numbers he's going on E85. So originally he was going 91, just tuning with me. But since the car was already here to fix his exhaust and differential, he just went E85. And the first file I uploaded was actually really good. It was already making 298. And I'm gonna go ahead and do another pull. I feel like this one should be tuned just within a couple pulls, because that first file was almost really good. Very good. We're at 305 wheel horsepower right now. Alright, so final number was 307. He test drove it. He's super happy. He's letting his friend drive it, but he was spinning right there. Let me see, hold on. Yeah, so he's like super happy, very excited. He's told me he can't believe it. I don't know if he watches my videos or not. I'm pretty sure some of his friends do, but yeah, I'm glad he's happy, and he's just said it feels way better. Alright, so I just fixed this guy's OBD2 port. So obviously that's not an OBD2 port, but I grabbed a pin from there. That's his car right there. So George was trying to connect to that guy's OBD2 port. It worked and it didn't. So there's not much really to check on the port itself. So I kind of already had an idea. So I went in and checked, and sure enough, the females, the pinouts were just really loose. So I went ahead and fixed them, and one of them had to be replaced. So I had to cut the wire and rewire it and put a new one in there. And now it works. So this guy did have problems before with this OBD2 port, he had told us. But when it came to me, I didn't really have any issues. But now it came for misfiring. And there's just the oil in the spark plugs. That's all it was. And then he had aftermarket coil packs, which were like they were not the good ones. So George put new spark plugs, and he put OEM coil packs, and it just instantly stopped misfiring. So he went to go check for the codes and see how it's running, but he couldn't connect to it. So again, you know, when I stepped in, I saw the wiring and then I fixed it and that's it. But yeah, I'm not gonna charge the customer for that. Took me honestly about 20 minutes to do it, but I'm not even gonna charge the customer for that. All right, got another project car, which is right over here. If you're just watching my channel or my videos, I call these the project cars, which are the ones that come in, for example, for like major work, like overhaul or rebuilt or a build, or something like this one exactly, which is for cams. So this guy, the car's actually, it does have a tune. I just remembered, but it's not by me. It's somebody else. They don't really tune a lot of these cars, or at least they try to. I've already retuned just a few of this particular shop's VQs. They just you know, I guess a lot of people just don't go to them. So I don't really have anything like, you know, positive or negative to say. I guess it is a positive that I don't really see anything wrong. It's just a lot of things can be improved in their tune, but I have not had someone tell me they're having issues or major issues. So I guess that's also good. But yeah, so this is a project car, and I'm done with the other stuff for today. I'm actually tuning a car from Guam, which I think I already have 3 cars over there, so this should be the 4th one. It's funny because George hasn't heard of Guam. Maybe some of you haven't. You could like Google it or something. But yeah, I already sent him the invoice. He paid. This guy for the cams, I also sent him the invoice and he just paid. So since I finished most of the other stuff, then I think I'm just gonna tune it right now while I have time. That way, like Monday or Tuesday, he could just come pick up his car. And in the meantime, there's a guy who's washing my car right now. Since I'm already here, he was already here. Yeah, I went to go eat with George, and when we came back, he was washing somebody else's car. I have this 2014 Q50. This guy scheduled and he got the date, but I guess his work schedule doesn't really work out. So instead of canceling, what he was able to do is drop off the car the night before. He left the keys with somebody here, and it's just ready for me to tune today. And then later today he's gonna pick up his car, so it's already gonna be tuned. So that works out better, you know, since he wouldn't be able to come earlier to get the car tuned. Oh man, and this guy, Benji's car, man, let me tell you a quick story. So somebody was working on his car, not here, and I guess, like, I don't know, he went to somebody's house or they came to him, mobile mechanic, I don't know. Whoever this person is, man, they just messed up his crank pulley. And if you guys know about like the crankshaft, the half moon, it's called the half moon, there's a pin in there for the in front of the crankshaft, goes to the pulley. So this is the quickest way for me to explain it to you. But anyways, there's this, you know, thing. It looks like half of a moon. It looks like half of a moon, and it goes on the crank and the pulley. So all that was messed up. His belt was just shredded. Pieces of the belt were behind the pulley, the crank pulley. So that car came in just for cams, water pump, and gallery gaskets. So some maintenance, and of course the cam. So there's nothing wrong with it. when Jesse was taking off the crank, well, he said the bolt was already loose. He took it off with his fingers. It's like, you know, that's impossible. So sometimes you have to torch that bolt to get it out. So they were talking to the owner of the car, which is Benji, and he said the only thing they've done recent was he had somebody change the belt, and he was kind of explaining the process of how they did it, because Benji didn't do it. The owner of the car did not do it. It was whoever was doing it for him. So we could only assume it was that, because he never had any problems with this car, never had any belt issues, and now the only thing we can assume is you know, the crank pulley was probably wobbling, so that's why the belt shredded. And then, well, basically that messed it up for him. So there's nothing wrong with the motor. The motor is still fine. It's just you need a whole new crank now. So that's really messed up. So he needs a whole new crank, but other than that, the motor is perfectly fine. So he's keeping his old motor. It was just cheaper for him to find another motor to drop it in. It's cheaper and it's quicker. So now he's gonna, I don't know if he's gonna sell his old motor or he's gonna take it apart. You know, I'd probably just keep it if I was him and build that one, because there's nothing wrong with it. So all he needs is another crank, and then, you know, you can just put like some pistons and rods. Maybe he could go booze. He's gonna stay in A, I don't know, but that's what happened to that car. All right, so I just loaded this car on the dyno. Unfortunately, yes, I had to do it because no one was available. And the guy's on his way over, but by the time he gets here, it's gonna be done. So I'm actually gonna maybe go kind of slow on it. Maybe he'll be here in the last couple pulls. If not, I could just, I told him I'd send him some videos. My new fan, it matches his car. Unfortunately, it's a rev up.